What is up, YouTube? We are back again here today, going over our playoffs and national championship weekend that we have coming up. If you're new around here, I am your host, Dalton Lee, and this is the Fumble Pod, where we try to be informative, try to be a little funny, but also just kind of keeping it real at the same time because in some of these, we have to be real. There is no sugarcoating in this field. We're going to start off with NFL because that's what's happening on Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday is the national championship. So that's the order we're going to go in. Starting with Saturday, 4:30 kickoff. We got Bills at Broncos. Broncos are only opening up as a 1.5 favorite, which is eerily similar to last week's Bills game when they went into Jacksonville and Jacksonville was Buffalo was a 1.5 favorite on the road. I look at this game and I'm like, okay, the Bills just went into Jacksonville and won, but this Broncos team's pretty good. We look at the defense. That defense is at one point was on pace to break the 84 Bears sack record for total sacks in a season. Didn't quite get there, but they got close. And I just look at the way this defense plays. It is easily a top 5 defense in the NFL. And they're going to be at home. And I feel like they're going to be able to make Josh Allen uncomfortable. And I feel like that's going to be the easiest way to beat the Bills. If you can make him uncomfortable and allow him to not run the ball, the Bills are very beatable. But the only thing that concerns me is Bo Nix. I don't know what version of Bo Nix we're going to get. Are we going to get Bo Nix that played the Commanders and won by a point? Or are we getting a Bo Nix that had 4 touchdowns against the Packers from a come-behind win? I think Sean Payton has been in the playoffs a billion times. He knows how to build up a game plan and build up a team in order to be successful in the playoffs. And I think this is going to be a game where they're going to rely a lot on their run game and a lot on their defense, which should be favorable for them at home in Mile High Stadium. So I'm going to take the Broncos in this one, 24-21. Get an easy win, put them in the conference championship. Then at 8 o'clock, we get a division matchup. Third time these two teams have played each other. We got the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Seattle to play the Seattle Seahawks. And right now, the Seahawks are favored by a touchdown. Now, the last time these two teams played, it was a very grungy, kind of low-scoring affair, more of a gridded-out game. And Seattle was able to win in order to get the 1 seed. And the way their defense plays is they're also a great defense. But San Francisco is coming off of a big win on the road in Philadelphia. But I don't know. There's just so many factors when I look at this game because I'm like, is Brock Purdy going to have another stinker? Can the defense be that good consistently? And then it's like, on the flip side, what version of Sam Darnold am I getting? Because he has also been kind of wishy-washy. Granted, he'll go on stretches where he's phenomenal, but then he'll just throw a goose egg. We've seen a limited sample size of Sam Darnold in playoffs. AKA 1 game. We've seen him play 1 game in the playoffs, and he got absolutely demolished by the Rams. And now it's like, okay, well, what do we do? What do we think? And well, as I sit here and I think about it, I'm like, Seattle's got the better run game. Seattle has the better defense. Seattle's a lot more healthier. Then probably Seattle's going to win the game. All while without mentioning, they're at home. They're 7-point favorites. The 12th man is the hardest place to play in the NFL. Give me Seattle 20-13. I will give San Francisco their respect of how well they've played all year despite everything going on. But I truly do just believe in this defense, that run game, and that coaching staff. They're really just kind of putting it all on. Now let's get to Sunday. Sunday, we got Texans-Patriots. Patriots are a 3-point favorite, which still isn't. That's not good English. I still don't think that's a very accurate number just because I understand this Texas defense is phenomenal. I would say the best defense in the NFL. You just had your quarterback have a 5 turnover game and you won 30-6. But that's against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is Drake May, and New England Patriots. So I sit here and I look at this and I'm like, okay, well, I think this is not going to be as close as people think. I think the Patriots going to be able to lean heavy on the run game. They got multiple weapons who aren't necessarily playmakers per se, but they're able to get open and make plays. And their defense really isn't that bad either. I'm taking the Patriots at home, 24-13. I think CJ Stroud is going to have a better game than he had last week, but I don't think he's going to get the necessary defensive help to kind of help elevate his play per se. So yeah, I'm taking them to smash their spread. Uno momento, por favor. Didn't know your boy was bilingual, huh? I'm really not. I just know I know a little, poquito. And that first game on Sunday is at 3:00. The second one's at 6:30. Rams at Bears. Rams are a 3.5-point favorite, and I'm really shocked by this just because the Bears are at home. The Bears have had a pretty damn good year, and they're coming off of a excellent come from behind playoff win, whereas the Rams kind of fighting for their lives. I mean, you won 34-31 on the road in Carolina against an 8-9 team, and you had to come back and win that game late. Granted, so did the Bears, and the Bears had to do it at home, but I think we would all kind of agree the Packers are better than the Panthers. I don't think it's by much, but they're still better. And to say the Rams are a 3.5-point favorite going into this game, I don't know. Just because Sean McVay likes to get pass happy. I think the weather's not going to be super faring for a pass heavy offense. The run game as of late has been a little hasn't been necessarily great. It's been good in spurts, but hasn't been great. And that defense, I don't know. That D line has not gotten the production that we expected them to. Last year, the defensive line was producing pretty good, and we were like, okay, they're only going to get better. And then the back half of the year, they really haven't put on that much of a clinic. The game tape would show you otherwise, but they don't have the numbers. They were letting Bryce Young get loose. And I mean, Bryce Young can get loose. Bryce Young's sneaky athletic, but this is Caleb Williams we're talking about. I just seen this guy throw a 30-yard perfect pass off of his back foot falling down in Chicago in 30-degree weather. I mean, you're going to sit here and tell me, okay, their lack of pass rush is going to work wonders against him? I don't think so. I think Ben Johnson's going to have a great game plan going into this. They're able to run the ball very well and very efficient. They got pass catchers all over the place. Not to discredit the Rams pass catchers per se, but to honestly sit here and think, the Rams could do it. I mean, they could. It's any given Sunday. The Rams have been here and done this before, whereas a lot of this Bears team and coaching staff hasn't. But right now, the way these two teams are playing, I got to go with the Bears. I do think the Bears are playing better football right now as of today. So I'm taking the Bears 24-20 at home to go to the conference championship game, to be one game away from the Super Bowl. And that's all my NFL picks. So now we're going to transition on over to... Actually, before we jump into college, there is some NFL news we're going to talk about. So as of today is Thursday, January 15th. Early this morning, like we're talking 12:30 a.m., the Giants announced they are signing John Harbaugh. The reported contract is 5 years, $100 million. First off, $100 million. Like Shannon Sharp said, for $50 million, I go to hell. John Harbaugh said, double it. He said, double it. I do think it's a pretty good move by the Giants. He is a culture builder. I think you look at the Ravens the last, 17, 18 years. been very consistent, been very good, have had some great teams, won a Super Bowl. I mean, even if you just look at the last 5 years, consistently have been in the playoffs, consistently been in conference championships, had a 2-time MVP, had a offensive player of the year, several great defensive players. John Harbaugh is able to get talent, and he's able to make it produce with his coordinators. So I understand the move because you look at the Giants and you're like, okay, they got a very good defense, promising star quarterback with Jackson Dart. Malik Neighbors is going to come back off of injury and be better. Cam Scatterboo is going to come off injury and be better. You got a decent offensive line. I would still add to it, but you got a decent one. Could probably use another playmaker or two, maybe a little more depth at running back. But the Giants really are, in my opinion, 3 or 4 players away from being like a wild card team. And then from there, probably another couple, 2 or 3 players away from potentially being a contender. I would say in like 2 to 3 years, if everything goes the way John Harbaugh thinks it would go, they could realistically be in a Super Bowl-ish contention talk. Granted, this is all hypothetical. This is all future betting and whatnot. I'm not saying to bet it. I'm just saying there's a lot of good things in that team structure right now where they could be really good and go out there and play really good football in meaningful times of the year. So I do think it's a good get. The only thing that concerns me is he is talking about bringing in his former OC that was in Baltimore, and I don't know if that's necessarily going to be good just because Jackson Dart has a similar-ish style, but he's not Lamar by any means. He's nowhere close to Lamar. So I feel like there's going to be a little push on that. And in that system, they kind of don't really utilize their wide receivers to the best of their ability. And I don't know how a guy like Malik Neighbors is going to feel about it. Cam Scatterbo will love it. He knows he'd get 30 carries a game. He'd get that Derrick Henry treatment. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting how it all goes down, how they make it work. But I do think that's a good get by the Giants to put their team on track with a top pick. Wait, do they have their pick? Yes, they have their pick. They have like the 5th or 6th pick. So they're still going to get a really good player. Just give a little early heads up. I'd go with a really good playmaker. If Caleb Downs was there, I understand you take Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles. I like either one of those guys. But if you can't get either of them, you go with a playmaker on the offensive side. Could go with Cardinal Tate. Could go with one of these good tight ends. Granted, we're going to have a whole video when we start doing mock drafts. So that is going to be fun. But now, let's kick it back to these youngins. We got these young bucks getting ready to play in a national championship on Monday night, which, before we even talk about the game, let me give you a gripe real quick, okay? Let me get in here. We're getting real personal here. I hate the fact that we have to play a national championship on a Monday night at 8:15 kickoff. I hate it. Because this should supposed to be college football's crown jewel. And we're playing it on a Monday night. I understand for a good chunk of my life, they've played on Monday nights. I hate it. I do. Because myself, along with majority of the country, have real jobs and have to get up and go to work at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't nobody want to stay up till 11 o'clock watching football? Granted, we will be there, but it's just going to be a painful Tuesday. Whereas I personally think they should fix the calendar where either A, you play on a normal Saturday and not have to compete against the NFL, or you find a way to play on a Friday night. You have a Friday night, 8 o'clock kickoff. You're probably the biggest thing on besides maybe some NBA basketball, but half of their matchups suck most of the time during their primetime games. And then you got the spotlight for a solid 3 to 3.5 hours. Treat it like a Super Bowl. I think it needs a Super Bowl-like treatment. That's what it should be. And a lot of it is because of the calendar in the college world, which is another thing we've been griping about for the past year or two. So hopefully, when they're working on the calendar, they can look at it and go, how can we fix when the national championship's played? Because if the numbers are good now, imagine if it was on a Friday night. You'd have fringe people that are like, oh yeah, I'd watch, but only instead of the first half, they'd watch the whole game. It's a Friday night. You'd probably have more people getting together, going out, watching the game. It's just more money. And what big business hates more money? I feel like it's college football to an extent, but that's neither here or there. So let's talk about the good things we got going on here. Number 10 Miami is playing number 1 Indiana. Indiana is an 8.5 point favorite. And when I think about this game, at first I'm like, does Miami really have a chance? Do they realistically have a chance to go in and win this game? Granted, I think they need a lot of things that are going to way to do it. Number one, they have to stop this running attack by Indiana. You'd have to make them a pass-heavy team. And you're sitting here going, wait. You want to make them pass-happy. Pass-happy. Yes. Yes, you're going to have to. Why, you may say? Well, for starters, they averaged 215 yards on the ground, on top of Mendoza's another 200 plus passing yards. But the reason why you get so many passing yards, they run the ball so well, it leaves the defense guessing. Play action's there. That's how they get big over the top chunks. If you can stop the running game and consistently keep them in a 2nd and 8, 3rd and 7, you know more than likely what they're going to run. It's going to be pass. And with Miami's front four, it should be barbecue chicken. You got 2 potential first and 2nd round picks on your defensive ends. Ruben Bain, a potential top 5 pick. You got to be able to utilize them. And that's going to be your best way to utilize them. You force them into a passing game. And if you can force them to a passing game and get stops, when you're on offense, you have to run the damn ball. If you can run the ball, control the game, eat time off the clock, and have consistent drives that lead to points, you have a chance. Realistically, the only way Miami wins this game is if they can make it an ugly game, like they did against Texas A&M or Ohio State. It's not going to be one of those games where you're going to win by, 20. It would be maybe by 10 at most. It's going to be an ugly, close game if Miami were to win. But with all that said, I don't think that Miami's going to be able to do it. They don't have the depth. I know they have some really good talent. They do. It'll probably be competitive in the first half, but Indiana's just kind of like in a flow state. They're just in a flow state. They're able to kind of just do whatever they want. I think they will be able to run the ball at some point. Fernando Mendoza is going to make a couple big plays with his arm, possibly his legs too. He is a little mobile. And I think Indiana's defense, their secondary is phenomenal. Their secondary is going to get a turnover or two. And they're just going to play great. So I do have Indiana winning this game. I got Indiana winning 35-17. And that's no disrespect to Miami. So let's not sit here and say, oh, you're not respecting Miami. I am an ACC fan. This is the Duke Cat. I respect the ACC. I give them all the credit in the world for getting here. Proving the naysayers. Let a naysayer know. But, kind of like we said about Ole Miss, all Cinderella stories come to an end. And this is Miami's end of the Cinderella story. It's going to be insane when we find out that Indiana is a college football national championship winner in 2026. After they were losing his program not even 2 years ago. It's a weird world we live in. But welcome to the NIL. And that's all I got for you today. If you've been around for a minute, like the video, share it with a friend, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on what your team's doing in the off season. If you're new around here, subscribe, hit the notification button, let you know we're posting more content. We're trying to get back out there. We only get a couple more weeks of football, so let's enjoy it while we still got it. Until next time, deuces.